Hello, people on the internet. My name is LHI Fox, and today we're gonna be looking at my top 11 Loud House main characters. Yes, I have started making Loud House videos. I mean, why not? It's fun. I love this show, and I don't know. I don't know how to keep doing my intro. Also, if you want to know what my next videos are gonna be, check out check out my my community page. Every month I will upload my videos, and and I I'm gonna be uploading at if at Tuesdays and Fridays. So but this week I'm gonna be also doing a special video on on Saturday for Minecraft Live. Okay, let's continue. So the Loud House. Maybe you know what this show is about, but basically, if you don't know, it's about Lincoln Loud, an 11-year-old boy, which is just an average boy, except that he has 10 sisters. So the show is about him and his 10 sisters trying to survive, I guess, in a house where there's 13 people. Okay, let's start with my. I swear I don't have COVID. Let's get into number 11. Lynn Junior Loud. I mean, I don't really know how to feel about her. In the early times of the Loud House, in the early episodes of the Loud House season 1, season 2, she was definitely the worst thing I've ever seen. She was just so bully like, and and although in some of her new episodes are better, I still feel like they just wanted to have an athlete because they wanted to have an athlete, and she didn't really have much. She didn't really have much. I don't know. She didn't really have much purpose. So I don't know. I never really found her that interesting. Number 10 is maybe a controversial one, Luann. Now, maybe you have seen the channel Wicked Binge, but I watch them a lot of time, and in the Loud House characters, good to evil, Luann Loud was the quote unquote most evil sister. Now, it's hard picking an evil sister. Which one is the most evil? I mean, there are some people that come in mind for that thing, but I guess it's because of her April Fool's episodes. And the only reason I put her solo is her April Fool's episodes. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like that. So I guess just I any episode that's spotlighted on her that is not an April Fool's episode is I guess it can go from okay to very good. I've seen some episodes that are amazing when she has them, especially the episode where she trains Lucy. I really love that episode. I don't really remember names for the episodes because there's a lot of episodes, and I'm pretty sure from where I saw the show, they didn't include all of the episodes. So yeah, but basically she's an okay character. She was a very special one. I didn't expect to have like the Joker, in the Loud House. I mean, some of the stereotypes are oh, you can expect them. The smart one, the musical one. Speaking of the musical one, Luna Loud is number 9. Now, I feel like I'm gonna get criticized for this because I know some people really really like Luna, but I don't really like her. I mean, she can. My biggest problem with her that some of the people, some of the sisters in the show like their talents. They have a lot of talents, and they really want to succeed in them. Luna Loud is probably the one that is the worst version of that. I mean, I mean, I he has more than her musical talent, but mostly when she tries to succeed, she doesn't. She only thinks of herself and not than other people. But this is a big but. Why she was probably not the worst person on the list. My favorite episode is a Luna-based one. And you probably know which one I'm talking about. This one I remember the name of. L is for Love. This is one of the most amazing episodes the Loud House have ever made. Maybe it's not my favorite. I'm thinking of maybe doing a top 11 Loud House, top 10 Loud House episodes. So let's save that for late for something else. And let's get and I'm and Lu- and this episode is great. Definitely one of the biggest twists in the end is Luna being gay. It's one of the things I didn't expect, and it's one of the things I really, really think I should have expected that they would have another gay character except Clyde's dad's. And taking the number 8 spot is the goth Lucy Loud. I mean, it's hard. Lucy does not have a lot of screen time. When she has screen time, it's amazing. I love her for that. When she has episodes about her, definitely watch them. Most of them are great episodes. They are just not that common. And my and my thing that I like Lucy the most is how she seems emotionless, but she is probably one of the more emotional characters on the show. He seems like she doesn't have any emotions and she doesn't care for anyone, but that's all a disguise. She really loves the people around her. And I can really see that. I can really see that in some of her episodes. So let's go into number 7, or should I say number 6 and 7. These are characters that I never really thought which one I liked more. These are the twins Lola and Lana. I like them at the same. I both of them. I like them more. Okay, let's start with Lola. Lola, why sometimes I think she's better than Lana. It's because of her screen. It's because she has more screen time. I think that Lola. I think that Lola really. I think that Lola and I think that Lola she is this is the same patterns for three young sisters in the show. Lisa, Lola, and Lucy, they seem emotionless, but in their episodes they have a lot of emotion. And I can really say that I enjoy watching Lola. She seems like a really fun character. Lana. I mostly think Lola is better because Lana doesn't have a lot of screen time, and when she does, it's not really the best. But she's one of the more caring people on the show. She always helps Lola when her car is ruined, and she helps the family car, and she helps the toilet, and I really see her as a helping person. But the biggest caring thing I had her is Lincoln Loud is probably one of the characters that people don't that in the show is not very liked. And what I like is how she cared for him in the episode where she ruined his video game and she tried to make up for it. I really think that's one of the more episodes I like, just because Lincoln gets and get whenever something is wrong, people think it's his fault. They always think it's his fault. So see, so whenever Link, so this is one of the first times that someone really tried to help Lincoln, and it's really sad because it's one of the latest episodes. It's season 4 episode, I think, and that's really sad. Let's go into number 5, which I forgot. Yeah, Lisa. We went from Lucy to Lola to Lisa. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a genius, but sometimes I think I relate to Lisa. In Let's talk about her for a second. She is, I think, is a very underrated character. She does lots of experiments, and in her episodes she seems caring, but you know she doesn't really show a lot of emotion, whether it's good or bad. But I like her for how she talks, and sometimes she just takes things too far. I remember in the episode Making the Grade how she how she took it too far what Lincoln said to her, and in the episode where she tried to bring school back, but then they told her to have fun and she had too much fun. So I think that she sometimes takes things too far, but overall she's a definitely okay character. Now number 4 is probably one of my weirdest picks on the list, but it is Lily. Lily is one of my favorite characters on the show. First of all, let's talk about season 5. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of it. Along with season 1, season 5 is probably my least favorite season. So don't really thought that I would really enjoy it, really, but I really enjoyed how Lily was put in a spotlight. For those wondering how she was put in a spotlight, that's because she grew up. She's now in kindergarten. She can talk, not in very not very not very good, but she can still talk, and you can really see that she's a very nice person. I really like her. So you're probably wondering, yeah, but season 5 is only one season. There are 4 seasons before it that Lily doesn't really get talked about that much. That's because you probably know what I will talk about, and that is the Loud House movie. First of all, I love the Loud House movie, and one of my reasons for that is Lily Loud. She was put really in a spotlight there. She saved them. She saved everyone. She's and even though she can't really talk, it was really emotional. And I liked the part in the movie that she said barely that she loves Lincoln. And Lincoln and Lily is a really underrated duo in that movie. So I think that sums up Lily, and let's go into number three, Lori Loud. Now Lori, I don't really. She's weird. Again, like Lane, she was not the greatest. She was not the greatest person in the first seasons. Mostly trying to hide herself in her room. She doesn't really want anyone's attention, and she was mostly not being that nice to her siblings. And no, I didn't really like that. But as the series progresses, you can see that she's more and more and more, that she's getting more and she's getting better and better and better. And yeah, really like I really like that. And it's a weird one because in season 5 she only makes cameos through a telephone. And because she's the oldest child, she in season 5 she was already in college. But I really liked her in that season. I really liked how she just popped in and popped off on the phone. I mean, I had a cell phone for a long time. I don't know why I'm excited for that, but I really like that. For those wondering what is the background music, I use my puppet. So, number 2 on the list is Lenny Loud. Okay, why Lenny Loud is my favorite Loud House sister? Because I could really see that she's a nice person, and I can't see anything wrong with her character. I I could I mean I couldn't I, I can't find something wrong with her. I can't really. It's hard. It's limited what you can say about her about her not about her thing that that's right about her, but there's not a lot of things that she's wrong about her, but there's still a lot of things that she's right about. First of all, how she always treats everyone in the family nice. There has almost never sometimes that she treated someone bad. The worst thing she's ever done, it's because she didn't want Lori to leave home for college because she will miss her. She tried to stop her, and and you're probably saying, well, if that's the worst thing that she's done, she's pretty good. And yeah, she is. In my opinion, she's the she's the nicest sister. Sometimes she's dumb, but it never gets annoying to me. Sometimes when a character isn't really the smartest, it gets annoying. But I think that as long as someone doesn't try to spread their annoying opinion, I really think that I like her. Now, before I go into number one, let's get into some honorable mentions. First of all, the Loud House parents, Rita and Lynn Senior. First of all, I was really disappointed when I found out that Rita wasn't an owl name. I mean, imagine how cooler the show was if she was called. I don't know. I don't have owl names right now, but it would be cooler if she had an L name. But other than that, they're okay parents, I guess. And then I guess there's Clyde, the other main character on the show. And yeah, I think he's a really really good best friend. And when I mentioned that I didn't want to mention my favorite episode, I'm just gonna say it's a Clyde based one. A lot of my favorite episodes are Clyde based. Other people I like, there are the rest of Lincoln's friends. Liam, Rusty, Zach, and Stella. I mean, they're not as good as Clyde, but I guess they're okay. And I liked how they were given a spotlight in season 5. That's one of the reasons I don't completely despise it. I had really fun. I had really a fun time watching that. And I think summing the honorable mention, I'm gonna talk about the Casagrandes. But I'm gonna make a top 11 Casagrandes characters list, so be on the lookout for that. And the number 1 character on the Loud House is Lincoln Loud, the main character. And what I liked, let's talk about why I like him. He's in a lot of episodes. He's the main character. He has a lot of good traits, and he's mostly caring for his sisters. And while he sometimes mistreats her, it's fine because it's a lot to handle with a family of 11 with 10 other sisters. And episodes where he's mistreated green, when they try to turn their house green, I mean recycled, and did all that. One of the boys, and making the grade in the sisters protocol and no such luck. And episodes where he's mistreated, I hate those episodes. I really hate them. So I think that's a really good thing for his character. Another thing I didn't like is, I guess that if he's the main character, he needs to be the main character in a lot of episodes. But I really wanted to see more characters, and I have to say, almost all of the season 1 episodes are Lincoln based. You almost couldn't find any other ones, and I think it made some people think that the show was only about him, not about other people. And as the series progresses, they started to learn that they needed to include other characters. Because in season 1 it was always Lincoln and another character, not just the character itself. So I think that sums it up for this video. I had a lot of fun making my first Loud House video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will have to say goodbye. Also, I'm sorry I couldn't edit it. I now have 1 hour to upload the video, so sorry.